Hello and welcome to the main stage productions here at the Miskatonic Playhouse. I'm T.A. Newman, your host. My team and I will be bringing to life adventures using the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which contains mature themes, cosmic horror, character death, and loss of sanity. Our mystery can be found in the Miskatonic repository, where people like you and me can write adventures for others to play. We'd like to thank Sirenscape, whose tools have provided the background sounds that you hear. And if you'd like to become a friend of the Playhouse, then please support us on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse, where you can gain access to exclusive shows and content for as little as £1. But now it's time to pull back the curtain and roll the dice. Keeper, the stage is yours.
All aboard! Welcome to the Miskatonic Playhouse, and tonight we will be playing the game Lost and Found, a Call of Cthulhu scenario for 7th edition. We have 6 willing volunteers here today, or should I say victims. Let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. Starting with Jayson.
Hello, I'm Jayson. I am playing Lady Honoria Throckwhistle-Smythe, who is a dilettante.
Hello, I'm T.A. Newman, and I'm playing Borislaw Petrov, who is a priest.
Hi, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing Dahlia Worthington, who is a gentlewoman.
I'm John Hedge. I'll be playing Harland Baxter, an author of the wonderful, well-known Johnny Logmar mystery books.
I am Lynne Hardy, and I will be playing Beatrice Demoine, who is an engineer and married to this charming gentleman.
I'm Cosmic, and my character is called Simon Demoine, and he is a dentist.
And I am Stu, and I'm your keeper of arcane lore and train conductor for tonight's scenario. The wind is howling outside of the train carriage, but you're inside, first class travel. You're on a long journey. The location of your starting position is immaterial. Your destination, to a certain extent, immaterial as well. Why you're all travelling? Well, that's very much up to you. You know that yourselves. However, you do know that on this long sleeper train journey, you have a scheduled stop at a small sleepy village station called Bagton Holt. And it's about 9 o'clock in the evening. The dinner service is just being called, and you're ushered into the dining car, which, if you look on your map, you can see on the centre of the middle carriage. The steward, Henry Barrow, welcomes you to the dining car and invites you to take your seats. Where would you all like to sit? When you enter the dining car, you do spot that a few people are there already. You have a thin, wiry gentleman sitting at one end, quite engrossed in reading a book, and you have a fairly youngish, blonde, sandy blonde character in quite a sharp, ill-fitting suit and a Homburg hat. And sitting on a table across from him, you have a young lady who's making notes in a notepad.
So I am going to have arrived maybe sharpish but slightly early, and have already grabbed myself a corner where I am busily writing in a small notebook, impatiently waiting for my dinner to be served.
Where do you think we should sit, dear? I would like a window view, if possible.
Oh, well, of course you can have a window view. Just, which window view have we got?
You've got one side has the windows, the other side has the kitchen. There are two either side of the kitchen, 2 single individual seats which you can sit on as well if you prefer, if you don't want any other company.
Oh, I think just those, don't you?
Just
I
those.
don't really want anybody.
No,
This is our honeymoon.
This
after
is our
all.
honeymoon.
Yes,
I
exactly.
arrive and sit in the seat they're looking at before they sit there.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's going to be like that, is it?
Roll me a dexterity to see whether
And
you
it's
can
not even been
get
2
there in time.
minutes.
62. over 65, so success. Just a success.
So just as these two lovebirds are heading towards their chosen seat, you nip in round the side and, well, what do you do?
I'll just I see them standing there, and I'll just kind of move to. I don't actually. I'm not doing it maliciously. I think it's just Borislav's. He's just kind of thinking, preoccupied, and he kind of sees you standing there, and he almost just kind of smiles and just goes, "Good evening. Excuse me," and just kind of slips into the seat.
Oh, I say.
Oh,
Well, obviously not there then.
Obviously not there then. No. Well, I don't want to make a fuss. Maybe this window seat over
Yes.
over here.
Yes.
So Dahlia's not going to want the fuss. So basically, as she goes in, it's a first-class carriage, and the waiters are fussing around. She's like, "Dear boy, just sit me wherever. Just here, the nearest one," and just sits in the nearest seat available.
Yeah, very, very good, ma'am. Please take a seat, please.
Yes, thank you. Just thank you.
Is that the one where I'm already sat by any chance?
I feel it might be.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mhm.
I'm going to sort of look up my notes.
I imagine that Lady Nora would have sent her maid Marjorie to speak to staff beforehand to reserve a seat. Specifically the best one, if it's still available, but if not, then she will go for one that's fairly secluded but not too far away from people, just in case she sees anybody that she wants to join, anyone, of a similar class or background perhaps that she could converse with.
Can you make me a credit rating roll, please?
Absolutely. Where's my D10? This is my credit rating. Okay, 75. That's not bad. Okay, so yeah, 65 under 75.
So you recognise that there are some people here who are definitely of the right sort for you. There's an old lady sitting at the first chair as you enter in, who you can see from the quality of her jewellery that she definitely seems to be of old money. She's of the old school, definitely worth your while talking to. There's an American sitting down at the end. He doesn't look particularly wealthy. There's a rather unkempt, long-haired, greasy lout sitting at another table near a couple who are just walking away. He definitely doesn't look desirable.
Marjorie, this is a dining car reserved for first-class passengers, is it not?
Indeed it is, ma'am. I've double-checked that this is the first-class dining car. Then again, ma'am, not that I'm wanting to say anything, but money doesn't have the same impact as it used to nowadays, does it, ma'am?
I suppose not. But why don't you go and speak to that lady, and she points to the older lady. See if she wants to join us for a moment or two. If she's lonely, perhaps.
Dahlia, a very obvious maid, walks up to you and says, "Begging your pardon, ma'am. I was wondering whether my mistress might join you for a meal with you."
Oh, of course, yes.
By all means, take the whole table. Yeah, no, sure, not a problem. Yeah, more the merrier, sure.
Oh, it's an American. I'm very sorry. Is she happy to sit by an American?
I should double-check. Are you happy to sit next to an American, ma'am?
American.
Depends how good-looking, Marjorie. But I suppose...
Harland
would
Baxter, can you give me an appearance roll, please? Let's see how smart you're looking today.
Not good. 77 over 40. No.
How's your appearance then? Not,
The thing is, it's not that he's ugly, it's that he doesn't really pay attention to his appearance, and so his head is shaved and his beard is unkempt, and he's someone who goes for pragmatism, not aestheticism.
So you all settle down on your chair. I imagine you probably sit next to Mrs. Worthington, while the maid is sitting next to the American. Can I have a luck roll from everybody, please?
Oh dear.
I got this. Ooh, I got.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
11 under 25.
Very good.
Success.
4.
4 under 40.
Ooh.
Nope, failed.
Who failed with the highest?
75 over 60.
70 over 55?
72 over 50.
Who wants to do the maths on?
I mean, the lowest.
I'll take
I
the
think-
hit. I'll take the
I
hit.
think in this case, Dahlia, you shuffle yourself across in order to make room for Lady Honoria, and you find something's a little uncomfortable with this seat. You put your hand behind the back and you feel somebody's left something here. Somebody's left a newspaper.
First hand
Oh,
out
good
of
heavens.
the evening.
Oh.
Would you like me to read this out?
It's quite a long one. What I'll do is I will move over to another table while you have a read, and we can summarise that. But we'll pop it up on the video for anybody who wants to look at it as well. You, the couple, you find yourself another table. There is a window next to it, but it's not quite as nice as the previous one. But you see that the young lady who is sitting, scribbling in a notebook, she looks over at you and says, "Oh, do you mind if I pop over and say hello?"
Oh, how are we going to do this without being terribly rude, my dear?
I've got a terrible cold, so you're probably best not to join us.
Oh, don't worry me, I've just got over a cold
No, I
myself.
really have a terrible cold. It's quite contagious.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine with me. Don't mind me. Do you want to make a is this a persuade or a fast talk? What do you think?
Well, I think it's probably going to be persuade roll on my lovely husband's part.
Okay.
He is trying to persuade the
yes.
obviously very enthusiastic young lady that we don't need company.
Persuade himself he's got a cold.
Yeah. Or that.
Okay, so that is a success.
Oh well, yeah. Don't mind me then. I'll leave you to it. But
thank you.
I say,
Thank you.
You are newlywed, aren't you? I can tell from the blush in your cheeks, sir.
I'm sure that's actually. Are you running a fever, my dear?
Oh, I must be running a fever.
Yes, you're a bit flushed. We must make sure to get you a hot toddy
at
the end of the meal.
Right.
Well,
yes.
If you do get a chance, I happen to be writing quite a nice column on holiday destinations for the newlyweds and the young. I may catch you a little later once you've recovered your ailment, if that's okay, sir.
Yes,
Yes, of
at some
course,
point in the future.
Very, very, very well. And she goes off to sit next to somebody else.
Very specific article to be writing on a train, isn't it?
I know.
Did
I
I
feel a
have
bit
heard?
targeted.
I think you probably would. They're not sitting too far away from you.
It's actually her I'm interested in. That if she's talking about writing articles for newlyweds, I might just go, "Excuse me, miss."
Oh, well, yes. Verity Ridley. And yourself?
Borislaw, Father Petrov.
Well, your worship, Grace. I don't know. What would you use? Father. And how can I help you?
Please, come and have a seat. Are we at the table that's like right next to them?
They are, yes.
Yeah, it's wicked. Okay, so it's gonna. Please come have a seat. You say you're writing holiday destinations for young couples?
Yes, I'm writing a bit of an advice column at the moment. Starting out in journalism, you know.
Oh, I mean, this is fantastic. Congratulations. Now, lively enough for them to hear. If they have just married, I wonder if they have married in orthodox manner. This is something that we should ask them. In your column, it should be about how you are married and then where you go. And activities that are suggested, things that are appropriate. Do you understand?
Do you feel that the different denominations might have an impact on marital bliss?
Yes.
In what sort of way?
In God's way.
In God's way, I see. Well, please, I would be interested to hear more. And we're going to move away from your conversation from a little bit here.
Thank you, because I had nothing left.
Back to Daily Worthington. What have you gleaned from the first handout?
So, reading the newspaper, she is now made aware of a series of daring jewel heists which have been hitting railway lost property offices around the country. The most brazen of which was where the thieves absconded with a sapphire necklace that would make the crown jewels blush. There's also a few other articles in there about a prima donna, Gwendolyn Nantwich, who died at 87, and also the shock death of an eminent archaeology and antiquarian professor.
Tell me, ma'am, what sort of speed of a car do you think you could survive being hit by?
Well, we're not in a car. What are you talking about, sir?
I'm writing this piece, and I'm kind of wondering imagining a car moving at, say, 45 miles per hour. Do you think you could survive being hit by a car?
What kind of ghastly piece of fiction are you writing? Is it one of those...
One that is not suitable for the dinner table, I imagine, wouldn't you say?
Exactly so. I suppose it's one of those terrible...
All right, well, we'll just have to actually try it out. That's the only real way. We'll start at maybe 30 miles per hour and slowly build up speed until someone gets hurt, I guess.
Charming. And who are you going to try this out on?
Well, I'll have to do it myself, obviously. Otherwise, it would be a very dangerous activity. But,
I think we're sitting with something of a buffoon, don't you think?
Yes. Marjorie, this is definitely first class, is it not?
I mean, I've sold over 1 million books, but, you keep checking my methods and I'll just keep writing. Don't you worry, madame.
And how much does a million pennies worth these days?
$10,000.
Oh, yes, I suppose that's quite good.
Excuse me, sir.
Touche.
Excuse me, sir. What's the name of those books that you were writing?
Oh, never. Don't you worry about it yourself, man. It's an American thing.
I can't help but recognise your face from somewhere, sir.
I have a very generic American face. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Well, I mean, I'm always a big fan of the more sensational fiction, sir, but...
Are
but-
you really, Marjorie?
Oh, yeah, girls got to have a life outside of work, man.
Oh, yes. I just wouldn't think it of yourself.
Oh, I quite like the daring and dashing, handsome young hero that comes and sweeps the women off her feet. It's takes away some of the drudgery from... Not that it's a drudge to work for you, ma'am. Not at all, ma'am.
Very good.
It's an honour, ma'am. Shall I go and fetch those teas, ma'am?
Yes, please, Marjorie.
She wanders off as well. The food soon arrives. It's your standard train fare, but it's first class, so it's pretty good. There's probably a bit of lobster there as well. The soup is served in wide bowls that aren't going to spill too much on the rattling train. And the wind outside, a little bit of batter of the rain on the windows, but soon dries up as the clear night, stars shine in the sky as they speed past and the bright moon shines down. And during the meal, there's a little bit of a reshuffle as people move around. And towards you, rich ladies, a man walks forwards. He's dressed in a rather sharp, bright, garish suit, a little bit too large for him. And now he gets a bit closer. You can see that his sandy hair is starting to grey a little. And he comes up to you, doffs his Homburg hat and says, "Ladies, pleasure to make your acquaintance. May I introduce myself? My name is Harry Onions. I am a salesman of some renown. I have in my possession a large number of silks and other fabrics that you might be of interest."
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
"Not at all? Not at all? Oh, well, got to be careful with one's money nowadays, haven't we? Oh, especially with those thieves on the loose." And he points at the newspaper that you've propped up on the side as well.
Are we absolutely sure this is first class? I'm beginning to have my doubts.
Well, if you ladies, of course, have any jewelleries that you want to keep safe, old Harry Onions, he'll look after them. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure you will, sir.
You're not employed by me, therefore, no, you don't.
I'll leave you to it. He wanders off towards other people as well. But soon the steward comes out and makes a little announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at Bagton Old Station. We shall have a 45-minute layover. Please do stretch your legs out on the platform while the train is being refueled and rewatered. There will probably be some refreshments, some tea served in the station, but we also have the bar open as well for you as well. We shall be arriving at Bagton Holt in about 10 minutes or so, just before 10 o'clock at night. If you have any other questions or queries, please come and find me." And he wanders off as well.
Is he French?
I think he might be. I'm still slightly confused by the fact that they're allowing salesmen into first class.
Well, I know. That seems a bit odd. Everything seems a little odd. I mean, a Frenchman conducting an English train and salesman. It's quite weird.
You hear a loud sneeze at the end of the corridor, at the end of the carriage. Can I have a spot hidden for everybody, please?
Oh, heavens, I very much doubt it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, yes. 28 under 50 for me.
Success.
So
Success.
those of you who
Success.
succeeded, there is a thin man, balding, round glasses, quite a large bow tie, sitting at the very end near the door to the baggage car. And he seems to be quite engrossed in a leather-bound notebook. Those who glance over, you can see that he has something inked onto the front. Almost looks a bit like a star. Does anybody have Cthulhu Mythos who wants to make a roll? If not,
Assuming
don't worry.
Not, but
I've got 0.
Can I have an occult roll from anybody who wishes to make one?
I didn't see
Ooh.
this. But I have
Yes.
a pulse, so I don't think I can make the roll.
Unfortunately not, no, sorry.
No.
I've got a 60, so that's a fail.
that's a fail from me as well.
Can I maybe give an explanation as to why I have that fail?
Yes.
Because I'm presently writing a hand-to-hand combat on top of a train. And I want to know the experience of being on top of a train as it slows down and comes into a station. So I'm wondering whether or not my character may attempt to sneak away and climb on top of this train as it comes to a stop in the station.
I absolutely think so, and I think it will definitely need a roll in order to do so.
I figure as much, yes.
How is your character still alive?
It gives me very specific instructions as to how I play this character.
Give it 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Can I have a dexterity roll, please, from you?
16 under 50, which is a hard success.
That is indeed a hard success. So it's not too difficult to make your way to the back of the car where the caboose, to the back of the train where the caboose is.
Yes.
The caboose opens up into a sort of balcony at the back, and there is a ladder that gives you access to the roof. It's a little shaky, it's a little windy, but you steel yourself and you manage to make yourself up. Again, the top of the carriages have rails that you can hold on to, so you're not too unsturdy. And the train is now slowing down. You can actually see the green light at the station just ahead of you and the red light beyond that telling you that the train will be stopping. You can even feel the wind is dying down now as well. What are you going to do while you're up there?
Well, basically, I want to know what the experience is like of standing up. So I'm kind of going to get up, going to get myself in place nice and low, and then I'm going to experience standing up and see if I can hold my balance for a few seconds, or figure... I think that actually it might be pretty hard to fight on top of a train. So I'm trying to prove to myself that it's possible. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to do a bit of shadow boxing on top of the train.
You find that actually, you're right, it is a little bit difficult. Even the smallest movements of the train are enough to unsteady you. If the train were going any faster, you think you probably would have fallen off at this rate. But you seem okay at the moment.
All right.
But the train slows down and you hear the as it stops. And you see out of the window the platform of Bagton Holt. On the one side, you have the platform, a large crane looms over top. Directly ahead of you, a bridge, and on the other platform, the opposite side, you have a station building as well. And you hear the chung as Henry Barrow, the steward, opens the doors, ready for you to exit if you so wish.
I'm finishing my new friend's bowl of soup and literally just kind of like, and then putting it down and going, that is why everybody is not really married, because they are married to God. Anyway, I need to go into the station because there is tea and biscuits.
Well, let me join you while you're all here. It's fascinating there, you know. What did you say your job was again?
I am a priest. I am a father. Bless you, my child.
I see. Okay, very well. Well, let's continue this conversation out on the platform, shall we? I'll just need to pop back to my berth to get something. Please, I'll meet you out there.
Very good. I'll meet you out there. I'll get you some biscuits.
And Verity Ridley disappears off that way as well. Who else is heading onto the platform?
I feel that stretching our legs after dinner would be an ideal constitutional, just to help with the digestion, my dear.
Absolutely, that's a good choice. Let's head out onto the platform, yes.
As you head out onto the platform, you're just about to go through the door when a man in a sharp suit just dives straight out onto the platform, bashes past you, his Homburg hat flapping a little in the wind, he puts it on.
Goodness,
Was
really?
it that Sellens?
It was. I mean, honestly, I do think the two ladies were quite correct. It's quite surprising who they're letting into first class these days.
I know, I was amazed we could get the tickets so cheap.
Who's talking about
Oh,
us?
no, sorry, right, okay.
As he sets foot on the platform, a cigarette appears somewhere from behind his ear, he lights it, pops in his mouth, and he crosses over onto the bridge to cross over to the platform.
Well, I have heard it's good for the throat.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Our dentist recommended it. It brings out a nice colour in your teeth.
Oh.
On the platform, there are two gentlemen, one of whom is a rather stocky gentleman wearing a proper train conductor's hat, proper train conductor's jacket, and you can see his gold watch sitting in his pocket as he looks at the time of the train. Well, the train's a little late there. I might have a word with the driver about that. What do you think, Sydney? And a smaller black gentleman standing next to him, a little thinner, and on his shoulder he has a rather large ginger pussycat just curling around him. He pets as well. I have to say, sir, I agree with you that maybe we should have a word with that driver, but I'll get the people off the train. We'll get them onto the platform. How about that, sir? Well, I should think so there, Sydney. I should think so. You go and help that lady there get off the train as well. And Sydney comes towards you, Lady Honoria, and hands you a hand.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, actually, I could do with speaking with your superior about something I may have left behind here. I think it might have been the station, perhaps, if memory serves. But yes, is he around?
Oh, He's a little busy at the moment, but if it's something that I can help you with, and he takes you off towards the side. He also helps your maid off as well.
Yeah, so Lady Nora, she still wants to kind of stretch her legs and take a little bit of a walk as well. So she kind of guides him along the platform a little bit and just starts describing what she thinks she might have left behind here.
Anybody else?
Well, we're promenading.
We are
Just
promenading.
to see. Is it night?
It is night.
It's a full moon. Is it full moon?
It is a full moon.
It's very romantic,
Oh, it's
dear.
very romantic.
about-
Yes, indeed.
Just past 10 o'clock at night.
Could I suggest that the two of you witness a man jumping down from the top of the train?
I was going to say Dahlia would come out onto the platform and be like,
What's he doing?
"Oaf on top of the train? Get down, dear boy. What are you doing up there?"
Shall we make him roll to jump off the train?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I think he's going to climb
With a
safely
disadvantage.
Ah.
If you're climbing safely off, I won't make you roll.
Can he make a disadvantage because I shouted at him?
We won't be that mean just yet. Okay, so
Penalty
you
for it.
make your way out onto the platform. Everybody's milling around.
Don't put any in jump. I feel that this character would have some jump.
We're going
considering-
on top of the building,
Okay.
without doubt, with that character. Why are you up there? Don't know. Let's go for it.
Story of my life. Story of my life.
This is probably a good point to ask. Are we doing luck spending or are we playing this completely straight?
Oh, we're playing luck spending. Absolutely.
good.
100%, please do.
Oh, good. Straight in for tea and
How much
biscuits.
luck have you got?
Straight in for
okay,
the-
I've got
Borislaw,
40,
straight
but,
in, straight past everybody, almost with an unwavering sense of not bothered about your affluence and who you are. I'm going for the tea and biscuits.
So the station building, as you can see on the map there, has a large circulating area. There are offices and doors down at the side. There's a gents' toilets and a ladies' toilets, a first-class waiting room and a second-class waiting room. The tea and biscuits are set up in the first-class waiting room, which is number 9 on your map. There's a kettle has been freshly boiled. The teapot is steeping with a large amount of tea leaves. They are biscuits. They're custard creams, I think. I think we have custard creams here, which were in existence in the 20s. I double-checked. And I suppose you're delving in, aren't you?
Yeah, like a custard cream, one in the pocket. Yeah, cup of tea, and just kind of go, "Oh, great biscuits. These are the creams with the custards. They're very nice. We don't have these at home. Very nice."
Those of you on the platform, you can see that Sydney, the young, train steward, platform steward, is having a chat now with Marjorie, the maid. The conversation's getting a little bit louder, but if you're trying to listen in,
Oh, of course.
Of course.
you think
Oh,
that you
actually,
might
no.
be able to listen in when the train whistle blows and the conversation ends.
Damn.
You had to get that in somewhere. We'll probably put in a better one, I think, for that. You see Sydney head over the bridge towards the platform station building as well. Jayson Baxter, I think you were going to...
Yes, I have followed the weird priest into the first class lounge, and I am studiously making notes about him as a character, so that if I ever do want to bring in that sort of character into my novels, I can get him as real to life as possible.
Probably really intensely at this point. I don't know who it is. There's going to be someone that I'm really intensely, like, quite close to them, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about custard creams. You see, because you have the
It
biscuit
might
on
be
both
me.
sides, and oh yeah, perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cream, you see, hold it together, hold it together. This is
I
like
see,
a metaphor for life.
I
You know,
fully
you understand what I'm
understand.
saying?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying there. I get it.
And then with life, you see, like this, it can be over.
Your conversation is cut short by a loud yell. And from the floorboards, you see in the cracks in the floorboard a sudden pulse of green light illuminates the room. Those of you on the platform, again, you can hear that loud shout. And from the grates along the side of the platform, green light suddenly flashes out and is silent.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, what's he done now?
Joseph Brearley, the steward, Joseph Brearley, the porter, looks around and says, "Oh, I beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. I shall go and have a look and see what that is. It sounds like there might be some trouble over in the station building." And he storms off over the bridge as well.
I mean, if there's trouble on the platform, should we get back on the train?
I think that might be the best
Yeah,
bet.
let's
Yes.
see before
Yes,
anybody jumps on it or...
I mean, it didn't look like any sort of electrical fault. I honestly can't think what would give
Did you
a
go hear
green
that
flash
yell?
like that.
Did you hear the yell?
I
I
did,
hope someone's
yes.
not hurt.
Oh, I thought it was that chap falling off the train.
Oh, yes, did you see? We were sat at his table. I don't suppose you heard. Oh, he's American, you know.
Oh, American,
Yes.
right.
Oh, that explains
that
quite a
explains
lot,
quite
Yes,
a
it
bit,
does.
doesn't
Yes.
it? Yes.
Joseph really reappears out on the station and shouts, I don't suppose there's a doctor around here, is there?
Did you ask for a priest?
Doctor, priest, to be fair, I think both might be appropriate this time. Anybody can lend me a hand? Please follow me down this way.
What on earth has happened?
There's been an accident in the lost property office.
Oh, I'm a dentist. I'm a dentist. I might be able to help.
Well, you're probably the closest we got to a doctor here. Come and give us a hand.
Oh, okay. I shall assist. Do excuse me, dear. I've got to go.
Oh, of course, of
right.
course.
Lead the way.
So Joseph leads those of you who wish to follow down to the lost property
A
office.
little bit of a distance away, but yes, and I call Marjorie back to my side.
The lost property office is through a small corridor down at the back of the station in room 4. There is a small iron stival staircase that takes you down to the basement level. You enter through a pair of double doors into a very cluttered office. There sits a large green-topped partner's desk, wooden sides, and behind it are shelves and shelves of files. There's a large book open on the desk as well, looks a bit like a ledger. But Joseph really ignores all of this and pushes through a second set of double doors that enters into a larger room. This is a veritable Aladdin's cave of lost property ephemera. Wall-to-ceiling shelves aligned with everything that possibly could have been left on a train. Piles and piles of leather suitcases and bags, rows and rows of walking sticks and umbrellas, whole racks of different coats in different shapes and sizes and styles. Some look like they've been there quite a while, given the style of the fashion. Some possibly a little bit more recent. But there, in the centre of the lost property office, you see, in a pile of suitcases that seem to have been knocked over, there lies the still body of Sidney Harcourt. He looks pale. And very obviously there is a large cut or gash down the centre of his forehead, from his hairline down to the top of his nose.
Goodness. I don't suppose there's any sight of his poor little cat anywhere.
The cat indeed is there. He's pawing
Oh,
at his arm with
Oh,
no response.
Get that cat away. He's about to eat it.
Joseph really scoops up the cat. Now, Mr. Slippers, I think it's time that we maybe took you off to one side. And he pets Mr. Slippers, the cat. Do you have a portrait on there?
Well, I'll happily take the cat from him. So obviously he's in charge here. So I will.
Cat is in charge here.
No, the cat
Mr.
isn't.
Slippers is in charge.
Mr. Slippers?
Cue much eye rolling. And just ignoring. And I said, I will happily take the cat from you so that you may officiate.
Very,
That's
very,
right.
very kind of you, madam. And he hands over Mr. Slippers very daintily. Be careful with him. He's a valued member of the staff here, is.
Oh, of course.
Now, which one of you said you were the doctor?
I'm a dentist.
Oh, it's close enough. Right, here's your patient.
Right.
He's,
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything. All I heard was him shout. That green flash of light that lit the sky and then came down here and here he was. But I think he might have been attacked. And he points at a cabinet at the other end of the room. Smashed glass lines the floor. That was where our jewel cabinet was. And it's empty. Somebody has rifled it.
Oh, perhaps it's that jewel thief you read upon.
Well, it must
yeah.
be. Have you not read the papers, dear boy? Did you not have extra security? Have you not seen the spate of burglaries that were happening?
Well, I knew all about those state of burglaries, sir, but I have to admit that this station here, nothing has happened under the auspices of Joseph, really, and I didn't expect anything to happen now. To be fair, I imagine that Sidney gave as good as he got, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rascal wasn't that far away. But, Doctor, what do you think?
I keep telling you I'm a dentist, but let's have a look at him.
Medicine roll.
That is nearly a hard success.
Ooh.
But that is a success anyway.
You can tell that this man is dead. There's very little doubt about that. But given
Do you think he lives?
I am still assessing this gentleman's well-being. Let me just have a look at his teeth.
If he's conscious, can you ask him if he found my suitcase?
given that this gentleman is lying on his back, knocking over what looks like was a pile of suitcases and bags, and given the depth of the gash, which seems to be going on all the way to the skull, you can almost see the white bone gleaming in the wound. It looks like he was knocked back with some force. Whatever or whoever did this to him, whatever implement was used, it was a fair whack that did this to him.
Does it look like a car travelling at 30 miles an hour?
Oh, the American, very, very suspicious.
Do not rule out an act of God. This is a surrounding of wealth and trappings. This is man's downfall. Greed, they call this.
No, I think it was an act of a baseball bat or something like that. An act of a blunt force trauma to this poor gentleman.
Are you suggesting God could not blunt force trauma someone if he wanted to?
I wish I had a bat now. Well, possibly, but no, I think this is very human in terms of the misdemeanor, what has been caused here.
While you're having this conversation, can I have everybody roll a spot hidden, please?
Sure.
Ooh.
Success.
Ooh,
That's
yes,
great.
success by 1 point.
Ooh,
That's
do I
still a success.
spend
Still a success.
luck? I could spend the luck.
I have a hard success on my spot hidden, and with 1 point of luck, it could be extreme if you wanted.
No, I think a hard success is good. Pop up your hand if you got a success, regular, any success, level of success. So, husband and wife team, you are looking around for possible murder weapon, and you see Lady Honoria's maid has picked up a bag, just one of the leather bags on the side. Harland J. Baxter and Mrs. Worthington, you notice that salesman has suddenly materialised with the crowd. You could swear that he wasn't here a moment ago. It's almost as if he's looking interested, as if he's pretending as if he has, but he definitely wasn't here when you all entered into the room.
Can I die for him? Try and grapple him.
You can if you wish.
I thought you said die for him there. I thought, blimey.
Yeah, same.
This is quite intense.
Dive.
Heroic.
No, I want to dive for him. I think we've set a tone for Baxter. He's just going to try and grapple this guy to the ground, assuming that he is, in fact, the one who did it because he rushed off the train earlier on. He sounds like he is the most likely person to have committed this crime, so he's going to try and do a citizen's arrest.
I think I'd need a contested roll here. I think I'd need a fighting brawl from you at least, but I think, given that it's a surprise, he's definitely going to have a penalty dice on anything here.
Okay, so I just roll normally?
Just roll normally, and I'll give a penalty for...
All right, so I've rolled 54, which is not ideal because I'm at 45.
Well, he got an 83 over 75, so that's a failure for him as well. So I think what happened in this situation is you dive for him. He hasn't quite noticed what you're doing. At the last minute, you sort of bash into him, but you don't quite get your arms around him, and you knock him into a set of shelves as well. Oi, what do you think you're doing, you muppet?
It must have been him. No, so that's English. Hold on. American. It must have been him. You're the one who did it. I can see the gills in your eyes. Can I do a psychology roll?
You can indeed do a psychology roll.
That's a fail. But this feels like something where I need to grab him and peer deep into his eyes in order to push this roll.
Oh, it's definitely a way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You do it on Newman if you want.
27.
Hey.
You grab hold of him and you lift him up by the collar. And what are you doing? Get off me, you!
I'm going to start slapping
Definitely.
at the American with my gloves.
I never touched him. I promise on my mother's life, I never touched him. But you can definitely tell that he is hiding something.
I know a scaler like when I see one. It was this guy. He was trying to sell false things to the woman on the train. He rushed off. He's definitely a thief. I know a con man the moment I meet one.
I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, look. I mean, look at me. I've not got any weapons on me. Look, no jewels. He turns out his pockets. Look, no jewels at all.
What does he have in his pockets?
He has a first-class ticket. He has a packet of cigarettes, and he has his watch on his wrist, and that's it.
Is this something that we're all visibly?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you're making any secret of this, are you?
No.
American, check the lining. If people are smuggling things out, it was often be in the lining. You would not keep things in your pocket you did not want people to see.
I take it you've also not read any of Mrs. Christie's work any of you. It's always the person you least suspect. I mean, where
Mrs.
is
Christie here? Are you Mrs. Christie?
That's
The-
why I'm
it's the
trying to get him off the
reporter.
poor boy.
Yes, but where is the young reporter lady? She's vanished as well.
She has.
Yes, you're right.
She has not vanished. Verity Ridley told me she would be back in a minute.
And how long ago was that?
Many minutes ago. Maybe she has vanished.
Can
Yes, priest.
Have another spot hidden from you all as well.
Okay.
Got to make at least one dice roll to
Given that you have
There you go.
commented about who is not here,
That's a hard success.
Ooh.
it's also quite noticeable that the bespectacled gentleman reading from the leather-bound notebook has also not made an appearance.
Was that the guy who sneezed?
That was the guy who
Yeah.
sneezed.
So the guy had like a star-esque shape.
Yeah,
on his,
yeah.
It was
why did it
indeed.
see? I got an extreme success on my spot hidden roll.
I got a hard success.
I got a regular success.
Regular
In that
success as
case,
well.
I have an extreme success.
those of you with the
It's not a
extreme
competition.
success do not remember seeing him on the platform either.
This is the leather-bound.
Oh, the platform.
This is the leather-bound
Leather-bound man.
leather-bound man.
Stands
Oh,
up
it's going to be
Are we
that
not-
sort of scenario, is it?
Are we not all leather bound
fiction.
when you really think about it?
Touche, Johnny Logmar.
Joseph Brearley looks at you all. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, this is now considered a crime scene, and I think that it is probably best if we seal it up and call for the police. Doctor, is there anything else we need to be looking at while you're here?
Still a dentist, but I need to continue examining the body. I need to know if this gentleman died in any kind of pain and anguish. And he starts looking at the teeth. Are they really clenched together? And are there any gold ones?
The teeth are wide open. There is almost a look of terror on this chap's face. There's no gold fillings. He looked after his teeth very well.
He's satisfied as he looks down his neck. It's like, oh. And he said, look away, dear, look away. This man died in absolute fright of his life.
Stroking the cat. Don't look, Mr. Slippers.
I think seeing all the manhandling and unsuccessfully trying to break it up, Dahlia's gone back to that ledger of the lost property to see if there are any jewels, perhaps, in the lost property room.
Very good. Can I have an accounting or a library use roll, please?
Ooh, what am I better at? I think it's going to be library use, which is a success, 18 over... Oh, hard success. 18
So
over 40.
the ledger itself goes back quite a long way. The most recent entries, there are a couple of jewels. There's a diamond brooch that is reported as being found about 5 weeks ago. There is a rosary with a gold cross on, which was said to be found about 3 weeks ago. And the last entry is a leather portmanteau with the initials JDVH on it as well. No mention of any jewels on that.
Okay.
JVDH.
JVDH.
No mention of any jewels with
That
that.
can't be important then. So, so yeah, she's going to come back and she's going to go to the porter and say, "Look, you had a lot of jewels here. You had at least 3 items here which were going to be stolen, and you didn't put any security on that. Poor boy's death is on you."
I don't know what you're talking about. We've not had any thieves here. Sure, at Capchester Mere Station, they had somebody break in, but they were shoddy. Shoddy they were. Not the proper security that we have here. Mr. Slippers wouldn't have let anybody in here without proper prior authentication, he said.
Can I also just use my psychological prowess to just understand if this man is as insane as he sounds?
I don't think you need to roll for this, but you can see that Joseph Brearley is definitely very highly wrought at the moment. Something seems to have got up his goat. Can't quite be sure what it is. Possibly the death of his colleague, maybe?
But there's no the obfuscation and the over the topness. Is it coming from a place of grief or is it coming from a place of denial?
I think this is definitely a psychology roll here.
So that's a 99.
Oh, he's guilty as hell. You.
No, hold on.
Oh.
My psychology is 50, so that's not a fumble.
It's not. No.
It's not good.
He's still guilty as hell, you think?
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to act upon it at this
No.
I'm going to try and very gently maneuver him out of the way, making soothing noises and suggesting that he probably needs a cup of tea before he calls the police.
I think that's a very good idea, but I should ask that I think it's best option if we get everybody out of here as well and leave.
Yes, of
I
course.
must stay. I bring my Bible. I need to read the rites and offer a prayer here. I am going to begin. Anybody else is welcome to join in with me, and I'll begin
No,
reciting a prayer.
Doctor,
thank you.
you've
Ladies,
finished
you've all
examining
had
the
a
body.
shock. I think if we repair to the tea and biscuit room and make sure that everybody has lots of hot, sweet tea.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear.
You finish examining the body, you lay his arms across his chest. And as you do, as you move his arm, you find under his elbow there's a piece of paper.
Piece of paper is found.
You can read it out if you like.
Oh, let us have a look at this piece of paper.
Read the writing.
Crystalline which appears impervious to any attempt to crack or scratch it, given the nature of the way it was protected in the tomb in which I discovered it. Precautions must be taken in its transportation to discuss with the others, once delivered, how best to proceed. But for now, basic procedures shall be followed. Diagram of half a gem with crisscross patterns like a nicely cut diamond. The size of the jewel is large, 13 centimeters in diameter, and at a rough estimate over 3,000 carats. Its value must be immense, so it is odd that factual historical references to this stone are scant. At least, the legends and mythos surrounding it providing entertainment reading and some indication as to its provenance.
Let us see this Dr. Dentist. I tell you once again, the wealth of man shall be his downfall. Greed is at the very center of this.
Well, love of greed is actually at the centre of it all. You can have as much money as you like, so long as you're good with it.
Over 3,000 carats.
That's an awful lot of money, I'll have you know.
Worth killing over?
I will. Why? Are you thinking you might have killed someone for such an amount of money, sir?
I have not killed for money.
Do you kill for pleasure? I'm sorry, I'm getting slightly.
I do nothing for pleasure. I am a man of God.
Of course, man of God. But it's very, very. I mean, milady, 3,000 carats is quite the amount of money, isn't it?
Well, yes, quite. I mean, it rather sounds like maybe the brooch that was in there. I mean, why would you store it in such such an unsecure location? I just don't understand.
From the reading of the ledger, you know that the brooch was made up of lots of small diamonds. It was not a single gemstone.
Okay.
It's entirely possible that somebody was transporting it in a very anonymous-looking bag. The better to not draw attention to it.
Yes, I would do the same for my items, of course.
Oh, is that what your maid? Oh no, wasn't your maid, was it? No, her ladyship's maid, I believe, was carrying a very anonymous-looking portmanteau.
Yeah, she was very interested in that bag.
suitcase?
Looking around, you
Where is
notice
she?
that the maid is no longer in the room.
Oh,
I really do think we ought to leave the gentleman to deal with ladies. Shall we go back upstairs?
Are you saying the
yes.
gentlemen need to deal with all the things and the women can't handle themselves?
Oh, I'm not saying that at all. If you wish to stay and help lay out the corpse, madam, I'm sure they would appreciate your assistance, particularly given I'm not quite sure how effective the Russian gentleman is going to be.
I think that the corpse has been laid out well enough. I think it is better if we leave well enough alone. Now, please, I think we should all head upstairs. We'll put on another pot of tea and we can discuss this. But, Doctor,
I, dentist.
I would like your. I would appreciate your help trying to work out who the culprit is here. I think it might be worth our while. Might be prudent to have a discussion with a few of the characters here, but it's not a particularly pleasant circumstance, as you understand.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean, obviously, somebody appeared to arrive at this destination, race into the baggage compartment, well, this office, attack with some gusto the person who was guarding it, killing them, and then is going to try and make their escape on your very train.
I think that's very, very likely. But
Unless, of course, they scampered up the hill and they'd be long gone by now, but, might not be that.
fear not. I think that we can be sure that the train shall not leave until we have come to an agreement here, or at least the police have let us on our way. Now, everybody, I must insist that we all leave. He looks at his watch. Time of death, I think we estimated is about 10:13 p.m.
About 10.
I think we shall convene upstairs. But
You can tell all this from his teeth.
Oh, you can tell a lot about the.
Never
don't-
look a gift.
he taps his watch.
I would say.
I think we that was the time that flash of light happened, and I think whoever it was lighting their way, well, and he ushers you all outstairs, and he is the last one out. He locks the door.
What are you
Puts the
doing
key
with
in his
that
pocket.
key?
I'm keeping the key on my personage.
Should you
No,
not
but-
give the key to somebody else? Otherwise, you could be suspicious of having access to the room.
Or who shall I give it to who is not suspicious?
I'll take the key.
It's his railway. He
He's
kind
in
of like.
charge. Who are you?
I am a man of God. Who are you questioning one of me?
And a man of God gives you authority over a station master?
I am a
Jesus.
representation of him upon earth. I have authority over everything.
Just ignore it. Ignore it.
You head upstairs and tea is served. There is still a suspicious lack of maid and suspicious lack of bespectacled man.
And reporter.
Miss
Very-
Christie, you said the Verity had not returned, yes?
Verity Ridley, it can be seen on the bridge.
Ah, salt.
Lady Honoria, where's your maid?
I don't know. Perhaps she just took the suitcase back to my berth, but I would have thought that she would have come to me first. It's rather odd.
You think she's on the train?
Well, how long has it been? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
You want to look at your watch?
I wasn't sure if I had a watch.
I mean, the station clock is up there as well.
I looked at the station clock.
It's 10:13.
My goodness, she's been quite a while.
Has she absconded with your bag?
Well, I think
Well, I do
given
hope
that we
not.
have one corpse, we ought to make sure that she's still all right. I suggest we start searching, and soon.
Well, quite.
Hmm.
Oh, I shan't wash my hands just yet, then.
And no, you go and wash your hands, dear, and you help the station
No.
master, and we will go and search for the maid
Quite.
and ensure that Miss Ridley is all right.
Shall-
Do be careful, dear.
I have a cat, dear. I'm sure I can just throw it at somebody should there be any shilly-shallying.
Best place for it, right?
1d10?
Shall
Slippers
we?
purrs in your arms.
Shall we start a search of the train? Make sure there is we find everyone on it. Make sure we have a full accounting.
I am
Stay
sorry.
in pairs.
This might be a mistranslation. Are we looking for people, or are we looking for bodies, or are we looking for bags?
Yes.
Yes.
We are looking for my maid.
So
Yes.
I think
And
we
the bag that her maid has.
Yes.
we should never be alone. We should always be in at least pairs.
And if we split up and one person dies, then we know who the murderer is.
I would like you two to be a pair, and then the rest of us can sort ourselves out, yes?
Capital idea.
I'm
I think that's
actually
a
fine with
wonderful
that.
idea,
If
ladies.
if you father are okay, shall we begin at
I will
the-
go with the
Shall
Irishman.
we head over to the caboose and enter through the caboose?
I will take you, and we will enter the caboose. Yes.
Yes.
Let's start with first class, shall we, ladies?
Yes, I
Yes.
think that's the best.
Simon wanders off alone to the nearest toilet to wash his hands.
The gents' toilets are to one side, nice and easy to find.
He'll drop in, have a rinse.
There below the elbows.
and,
and,
yeah, that kind of thing, and just think back any details about the gash, about murder weapons as he's like washing it away. Just thinking back what he saw. Does he recall anything extra?
For a wound to the head, there was surprisingly little blood. Being a dentist, you would have studied in depth the anatomy of everything from the neck upwards. And you know that The skull is quite vascular, but there wasn't that much blood. And there wasn't much blood on the floor, and there wasn't any blood on any of the implements or items around the body, including the walking sticks, the umbrellas, the suitcases. Whatever it was, blunt force trauma, but enough to actually cause a gash. It bled surprisingly little.
We are entering the caboose.
You're entering the caboose. I'm trying to remember what your name was.
Borislaw.
Borislaw. Borislaw, you enter the caboose with Harland J.
You
Baxter.
can call me Borislaw.
This is going places with you two.
The caboose is at the end of the train, not pictured on the map, but it is connecting to the sleeping car, which is the bottom carriage there. The advantage of this train is it is first class only, so you don't have to worry about any of those pesky third class passengers on your train, what?
Yes, because that really helped.
The caboose is quiet. It feels utilitarian.
As we get on, I imagine, well, Borislaw will get on through the caboose, and then immediately there, if we're standing momentarily in silence looking to see what's there, Borislaw will just go, "Hello, is there a murderer here?"
There's no reply.
I think what Harland Baxter is going to do is begin explaining to you exactly how you clear a train. It's actually not that hard. What you have to make sure is that no one can ever get past you. And so as we go through, as we clear each room, make sure there's no one there and move on, we always make sure as we go down the corridors that no one can ever pass us. So one person is always in the corridor, the other is clearing each room as we go, and we swap over as we go.
Yes, I see. It's very good. My faith is a wall, and I will not let anyone pass.
That is definitely a way of interpreting the words that I said.
Yes. I'm blessing the rooms, and I am being a wall of faith. I am with you, brother.
This actually might work. Okay, you do that, and I'll support you.
Oh, I do love the optimism.
The caboose is clear. You enter into the sleeping car. While you're starting your search, can I just check what the others are?
Well, if they've gone to the back, should we start with the dining car and work forward?
So you actually have the baggage car attached to the dining car first, and then it works its way backwards. If you move that picture of Henry Barreau, you'll find the baggage car there.
Ah, so that's the back of the train. Right. Okay. So Dahlia say to Lady Honoria, say, is your bag here? Can you see it here?
Scan my eyes. Well,
Nope.
to be honest, it's not my bag, it's my cousin's, but I am here on his behalf. Silly man. No, I can't see it.
Is there anything in the bag that maybe a jewel thief would want? Is there anything that maybe has put your maid in danger?
Oh, I hope not, in terms of the latter, but I don't think there'll be any jewels in there, and even if so, we can just get another one.
Another maid?
If only I had the psychology skill at anything above base.
But I'm not entirely sure what is in there. He's a lecturer. It might just be old papers for all I know, but he said it was very valuable, so I figured I would help. But no, I cannot see it here. It must be in the berth.
So you make your way through the baggage compartment into the dining car. We shall jump back to our international team of priest and author.
We are this is going surprisingly well, because every time I try and enter a room, the priest forces himself in first. And so all I have to do is stay in the corridor and he clears the rooms.
So there's a slight issue here in that the first room you get to is your own.
Yes.
Nothing wrong there.
No.
The next one you get to is locked. There's no reply.
You need to open the door. Otherwise, you will be classed as a sinner.
There's no reply.
I cannot break this door down, but I feel you could.
What do I know about breaking doors down?
In one of Johnny Logmar's most recent adventures, the Columbia Red Bear, you had to work out how he could break into a safe in order to find the vital clue that puts the person who framed him for the murder in the spotlight. You spent a lot of time having a chat with some of the more criminal elements in New York to work out how exactly one would do this. Do you have any locksmith skill?
I don't have locksmith. I have criminology and something called ferroequinology, which you might need to explain to me.
Ferroequinology is the study of ferro, iron, equinology, horses. Study of trains.
I see what you did there.
I was wondering why it was, because, like, I got iron horse, but I didn't understand.
Iron horse is the train, you understand? Most people know this. Because of this
So,
horsepower.
Give me a
Right.
criminology roll, and we'll see how much you picked up.
Oh, 18, that's a pass.
That's a pass.
18 under 20.
So, what you do know is you don't know how to pick these locks, but you do know that actually these locks don't need to be picked. If you had a specific round implement, you could easily just twist the lock on the outside, similar as public toilets have as well, such as a coin that you might have on your personage as well.
Which I think I probably do.
Indeed you do. But can I have a group luck roll while you are doing this?
Oh, God.
I will handle this, everybody. Whoa, hang on. You are not going to believe this. 22 under 25.
Hey.
You slip into the room just as you hear a door at the other end of the carriage open. You shut the door behind you, but you're definitely somebody in the corridor of the carriage now.
Am I in the room with you or am I in the
No. So
corridor?
we never both enter the room. So one of us opens, one of us at the corridor. So we're clearing the carriage. So
Okay.
no one can get past
That's
us.
fine. So you've slipped in?
Yes, but he is very much staying there.
You're very much staying there as well. The carriage you enter into is fairly sparse.
You two make
I'll
a
enter the room.
wonderful
He'll
team.
stay in the corridor.
Are these complete?
The carriage that you enter into is surprisingly sparse. The bed itself is made, but everything's just a bit crumpled. You can see that it has been used. There is a wardrobe slightly open. You can see a shirt hanging out of it as well. But otherwise, not much here. But if you give me a spot hidden, there might be more.
Is this the one which is connected to the next room?
This is indeed the one that is connected to the next room. So you've entered in, you've got the toilet at one end.
Mm-hmm.
You've then got one berth, which is your own. You then have the one next door, which has an entry into the next one as well.
Excellent. So you want a spot hidden?
If I could have a spot hidden, yes, please.
That's a 62. My spot hidden is 55.
Spend their luck.
7 points.
Spend their luck. Spend their luck.
Luck. Push their roll. Push their luck.
Spend their luck.
Spend their roll.
Spend the roll.
Push
your
the-
luck.
My luck's not very high, so I'm going to leave this one.
Gonna leave it there. So you look around, and all you can see is a sponge bag slightly tilted to one side. There's something glistening in there. Probably just a trick of the light.
It's probably not important. I come out and shake my head. No.
You see nothing in there.
Well, it does connect to the next carriage, so maybe that's why this one was locked, because of the next one. In this case, what you need to do is you need to go into the connected carriage and come out so we can clear this one.
Through this room, through the connecting doors, out into the next room and back into the corridor.
Yes.
I will do this.
However, you may have remember that somebody has just entered into the corridor itself.
You, freeze!
This is Henry Barrow, the steward of the train. I might ask you the same question. What are you doing here?
I did not ask you that question. I said freeze.
Snooping around other passengers' carriages? What are you doing here?
We are looking for a murdering bag and maid.
But that's what that was about? Somebody has been murdered on this. Who has been murdered?
He was one of you. He was a train officer person.
One of
Irishman, help me here. Explain to the man.
Sure. You should probably go and talk to Joseph on the platform. There's been an incident. We are trying to figure out where everyone's gone because there has been a murder.
What?
So we are clearing the train to make sure we can find everyone who is here.
We're looking for more dead people.
This must be disturbing. Surely,
please make your way onto the platform and talk with Joseph. He's the one who is encouraging us to make sure we know where everyone is.
I'm going to need a social roll for this.
Okay, I feel... Am I being persuasive, or... I
It
guess
sounds
I
like
am.
it sounds like you're pulling rank here, almost.
Yeah, because one could argue for intimidate, but I have base intimidate, so I'd rather be persuasive.
Okay, you can persuade. We'll give it to you.
64, that's a fail.
That's a fail there. Are you trying to tell me what to do on my own train? Excuse me, but I must insist that you do not start snooping around people's berths unless you have the authority of Joseph Brearley himself. Now, we could go and have a chat with Joseph and see what he says.
I think you need to pay some attention. What is going on here? People are dying. There is a dead man. He is one of you. You are probably the next dead man unless you let us help us find out who is killing people. Have you seen a bag or a maid?
Sounds like you're trying to push the roll.
I am trying to push a roll.
What are you pushing it with?
I don't know.
Intimidating. It's very intimidating.
Yeah, I got this, guys. I do got this, guys. 9 under 20.
Woo.
He is taken aback. Henry had a very strict Catholic upbringing. You don't know this. But the look in his face, a man of God is telling him that he needs to be off this train and appealing to his sense of safety. He agrees. In that case, Padre, I will leave you to it. But please, anything you find, come and find me. I shall be down on the platform. You know where I am.
Very good, my son. May God be with you.
And he walks off the train as well.
Irishman, continue.
I think I need you to go through here and then...
I'll go. The route you're telling me to go, I'll go through and kind of inspect the room through the doors, inspect the next room, back out into the corridor.
Can I have a spot hidden as you walk into that room?
Being a bit manipulative there.
Oh my god.
Success.
Wow.
You walk
so many ones
through the room, and you're about to put your foot on the floor when you look down and you see, just before you're about to put your shoe on, this black, oily stain smeared across the floor.
Irishman, did you not see the black oily stain on the floor?
No.
Look, come here, look at the
I stay in the corridor, but I look.
This is a black oily stain. This is quite a significant thing. It was not here before. This is first class. This is not the kind of thing you see here in the first class.
Whose room was this?
There's one person who would know. You just sent him off the train. Maybe searching through the wardrobe might give you a bit more information.
Yeah, I think we now. Do we identify it as like oil, or is it something that we can't really identify?
You're not quite sure.
We definitely go through personal possessions to find
The
some kind of identity.
wardrobe itself is full of 2 suits, both extremely loud. The sponge bag, as you glance through, you spot the sign of what that glistening was.
Well, I think we have some good news, and we have some bad news. These look very much like the jewels that were being discussed by Joseph the Porter. The bad news is it was definitely one of us.
And that is where we'll end our episode for tonight.
If you have enjoyed this episode, then please leave a review wherever you watched or listened to this production. And if you'd like to support us further, please take a look at our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse. Or check out our website at www.miskatonicplayhouse.com and find us on the social media platforms with links found in the show notes. Until next time, when the curtain rises again.